Adam Christ from MyMMAnews.com being joined by Shawn Teed, and he is taking on Steve Mowry at Bellator 249, and this will be Shawn's debut in Bellator. He was a CFFC veteran, and he was loyal to them for so many years, and now he is making the big jump to Bellator. First and foremost, Shawn, how are you, my man?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for joining me, and just rolling with what we were just talking about, man. You were CFFC loyal for so long. Every single one of your pro fights was been with them, except for your Dana White Contender Series. Now you're making the big step to the Bellator. How does that feel, man?
Well, it feels good. I fought for them a long time. Finally won the belt. I didn't get a chance to defend it because COVID times and stuff like that. So I'm super pumped to be making the jump now.
So you didn't get to make your title defense, like you said, but it has to be so worth it to finally make your Bellator jump and everything. Can you detail how this all came to fruition?
It's, after one fight fell out, I almost took a last minute fight versus somebody for Bellator, like they were like, hey, you might be fighting Friday, and it was like Tuesday.
Right.
So I'm like, put me in, I'm fine with it. So that kind of got the ball rolling with that. And then I cornered my teammate, Deanna Bennett, out there when she fought Liz. Got to meet some people, stuff like that. I don't know if that helped at all, but, I talked to everybody. And, like 4 or 5 days after that, they were like, hey, we got a contract for you. You're fighting this date, you're fighting this person. Congratulations. So.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Like I said, I've seen you around the regional scene for so long, and now seeing you finally step up to the next big thing is awesome. So moving forward, your fight against Steve Mowry. He's never tasted defeat, submission specialist. But with that being said, you have 100% success finish rate. And not only that, but you have some pretty fancy submissions in itself, you know what I mean, with the Americana, the everything else. How do you feel about this fight?
I think it's good. It's, jiu-jitsu guy versus jiu-jitsu guy. He thinks he has some cool submission, but I'm the arm guy around here. So, I think it's gonna be a great fight. He he has a decent skill set. It really plays well into mine. So, I don't think it's gonna turn into one of those things where it's just a pure jiu-jitsu match. I feel like we're gonna cancel each other out in certain aspects, and we'll see where the fight goes. But I'm super pumped for the fight.
I was going to say it's very difficult when you see two prime jiu-jitsu practitioners in the MMA cage that'll just make it a slick submission grappling game, especially in the heavyweight. So I was going to say, are you anticipating the grappling match? And you pretty much clarified not necessarily.
Not necessarily. He would have to get me into that spot. He does some things that I think that, play into my wheelhouse very, very well. Mm-hmm. But, if it goes to the ground, I'm very comfortable there. From what I've seen, he hasn't versed a lot of people that were very comfortable or well versed on the ground. They seem like they kind of panic and give up a little things. I feel like if we get to that kind of scenario, he's versing somebody that I'm pretty comfortable on the ground, on my back, in his guard. I think that it's going to be a little bit different fight than he's used to. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see.
And it has to feel so much better because so many people, they get, taken into the next level with maybe the one fight deal. They can, they just take it as it comes. You got the multi-fight contract. How does that feel? And how does that go into just making you one of the next big things, rising in the Bellator heavyweight division?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome news. It's awesome to get in there. I'm not looking overlooking the fight that I have on the table right now.
Right.
I'm looking to have a great long career with this promotion. Mm-hmm. And, it all starts on the 15th, putting a staple on it, basically showing them that they made the right decision to sign me.
Yeah. So this year, 2020, for everybody, man, it's just been up in a whirlwind and it's crazy. And you haven't competed in 2020. You've had your matches set up, but you haven't gotten in the cage. And now with this news coming along, it's almost like a silver lining of 2020, poetic justice, if you will. Have you gotten a chance to sit back and observe some of that maybe?
I mean, it's just, have one thing fallen and, canceled, another thing booked, then canceled, and then my very last fight, weighed in, was ready, everything, and then got a call at like 11 o'clock at night that was like, hey, Your fight's off, not medically cleared to fight.
Right.
So it's one of those things that you're like, all right, and then this pops up and you're like, hey, that's awesome. It's a good thing I never really stopped working out. So,
oh yeah,
and then it's good because that, yes, has a very good silver lining, but it's given me such a long time not being in the cage and, taking damage. I've been able to really focus on certain things that I was lacking on, that I knew I was lacking on, but it's one of those things that you're like, all right, I'm jumping right into a camp again. So it's given me, I don't even know how long at this point, just to really work on those tools, sharpen those knives. And, I'm really looking to show everybody that on the 15th.
And given that, like you said, you've had a vast amount of time in your back pocket because of everything going on and falling into place, can you detail some of those tools that you've been sharpening and grinding away with in the shop? Some of the better things we can look forward to you bringing out that we might not have seen before?
I mean, everybody's seen, me wrestle and do jujitsu and stuff like that. I've been lacking, even personally, I know I've been lacking in the striking department and stuff like that. So I was, able to take some time, work on that, work on kickboxing, everything in general, and not just, go box and then, do everything separate. I'm able to, mold everything. I had enough time to where everything, it's not just like, all right, I learned this, but I don't know how to make this flow into this and this and this. So I've been able to really, round off those edges instead of just going in there with a blunt object.
So in your perspective, how do you defeat Steve Mowry?
Not to give anything away, I'm not a big, prediction kind of guy, wherever the fight brings me, I'm ready for it. I've been working my ass off, cardio, everything. This is one of the best in shapes I've ever been in my entire career. And that's actually saying a lot. So, wherever the fight goes, I think I'm just, I think that I have an answer, but, it's a fight. So I'm, like I said, I'm not going to go in here and, say, oh, I'm going to knock him out in the first. I'm going to, submit him this, that, this, I'm going to go in and I'm going to have a good performance and I'm going to finish them. So, I don't ever see going to the judges, that's not my thing. So, I'm not going to call it out, but it's going to be a finish.
And what can the fans look forward to with the presence of Shawn Teed in Bellator?
I'm just extremely grateful to be there. I really rely a lot on my fans, for everything. I have some of the best fans in the world. I have people that reach out to me all the time, take time out of their busy schedule to call me, to send me messages and stuff like that. I'm super thankful for anybody, and anybody new that's going to watch me, they're definitely going to want to, watch me fight again and, put on a show. So I'm looking forward to it.
I agree, Shawn. Seeing you from the regional circuit and watching your fights in CFFC and now getting to see you make the big step to Bellator, it's awesome for the regional, MMA guys to see. And congratulations. I appreciate you taking the time, man. And best luck in Bellator. It goes down Bellator 249, October 15th. Any final things you want to say as far as sponsors, shout outs, anything for your social media that fans might need to get a hold of you with?
Yeah, so if you want to follow me, my Instagram is Teed MMA. I'm not really huge on Twitter, but my Twitter is just @Teed. It's just 4 letters. So, I'm extremely grateful for all my sponsors, Behringer's, South 40 Brewing Company, Ethics Archery, Aces and Arrows. I should have wrote all this down. Eat Clean Bro's a huge one, fueling me throughout my entire camp and stuff like that. Shit, I'm sorry. I should have wrote all this down, but you guys know who you are, friends, family, everybody that has supported me through this journey to get here, and this is just the start to a much bigger climb for us. As the team Teed all together, we're gonna go out there and put on a show, and I'm extremely thankful for everybody.
And there he is, Shawn Teed, who will be taking on again Steve Mowry at Bellator 249. October 15th. You don't want to miss this fight. Shawn's a great guy, and he's an even better fighter. So make sure you tune in. And for Shawn Teed, I am Adam Christ. Make sure you keep it locked to mymmanews.com for all your fight news needs.